Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I am so excited today. We are learning all about how we can sync with the Pisces season that we are in currently until March 20th. So I know this is a little bit late because obviously we started Pisces season a couple weeks ago. I just got, into it and ready. So I apologize for the late video. If this is like a kind of video that you guys are interested in, I did a podcast episode back in Aquarius season all about how to kind of sync into that energy. And so if this is something that you're interested in, I can definitely make it a point to do like videos on time, like the day that we go into the season. If that is something that you are interested in, just let me know in the comments. I like doing these videos a lot. I feel like with my friends, I'm always the one who like explains what's happening like in the stars, and I really enjoy doing that and, telling people how they can best incorporate this into them. So I will be giving you guys my best tips and practices to get integrated into this Pisces season. And I will also be doing a collective oracle reading at the very end to see how we can all just kind of like flourish in the best possible way. You guys will get a little, a little peek into my oracle readings, and it'll be fun. And I'm also linking down below a meditation that I have recorded for you guys. It'll just be an audio file, and yeah. So let's just get into it. For those of you guys who may not know me, my name is Luna, and you can find me on here, on Instagram, on my podcast, on Patreon, like everywhere I am there. Hit me up. I'll have all my links in the description below. I have a Patreon goal. I'm trying to get to 5 Patreon people by my birthday, March 27th. Can we do it? I don't know. It'd be really cool if we could. I think that'd be really fun. I really enjoy my time on there. So I thought I would first start by explaining a little bit about Pisces, the sign, the season, what we kind of attribute to Pisces, and, just so this can be as beginner friendly as possible, I want you guys all to leave this video feeling like you know as much as, you wanted to. So, first, I guess let's talk about why you should sync with the season and the benefits of that. I just find it to be such a good time to reflect, regardless of the sign, just to take this time to reflect and to see, where this sits, and I'll get into this in a bit, but where does this specific sign fit into your chart? Because that will give you hints as to what might be happening in your life this month, okay? It's a little way a little cheat system to use astrology to kind of get a peek into like what topics might be coming up this month for you, okay? So look at the house it's in, look at the planets it's in, regardless of if you don't have a planet in Pisces or whatever, you still have it in a house, so it's still gonna have an influence on your life. So that's always really important, just to know kind of what you can expect. And I think it's just a fun little treat to be able to incorporate, things that you might not intuitively do, if you don't have a lot of Pisces, or if you're heavily Virgo, the opposite of Pisces, these things might be a little bit foreign to you. And I think it's good to find that balance and to lean into that. And oppositely, if you are like lots of Pisces, this is an excuse to just freaking be you and like be just full and bountiful and, do the things that make you happy and celebrate. Like I'm always looking for reasons to celebrate. So I take each of these seasons as, a reason to celebrate, and, how can we make it individual to that sign? So that's my little thing about that. So let's learn a bit about Pisces before we go any further. So Pisces is a water sign. It is the 12th sign in the Zodiac, the final sign. Okay, so whereas you have Aries as the first, the leader, let's go do it, let's go get started, let's, do everything. Pisces has the knowledge of these past signs, and they're sitting here and they're being very introspective and they're looking at everything, and, just very, very, the artist type, like the dreamer, the intuitive, the mystic, all those things. And being a water sign, it's very emotional and very creative and flowy. And with that, if you look at the modality, it's a mutable sign, which just means that it is flowy and, not very stubborn, not very stuck in its ways, it's not fixed. And it's just going with the flow. It's just vibing. It's just doing the thing. You know what I mean? And Pisces is also represented by the two koi fish, which is really cute. I'm sure there's mythology behind that or something, but I don't know that. Like I said, Pisces being the 12th sign of the zodiac, it rules the 12th house, okay? And so that the 12th house being ruled by Pisces is all about, you know, looking inward and like the unknown and, you know, past lives and, you know, stuff like that. And so those kinds of themes might come up in this time for you. And we usually like to attribute masculine or feminine energies to each sign. Pisces would be feminine. A lot of that, just again, lots of repetition, but it's flowy and it's giving and it's creative and you know it's not like work or anything. It's just going with the flow. So my first task for you would be to really quick pause the video, pull up your chart, and find out if you have any planets or you know nodes or if your Chiron is in Pisces. Okay, so find out where Pisces is in your chart. If you don't have any planets, no worries. Check out which house it's in, okay? I don't recommend using CoStar because it does not tell you all your houses. Use astro.com, some type of site that can give you the full chart, and it should say. So make sure you check out your planets and your houses, and look at what house it is, what planet it is. This will give you hints as to what might be heavily influenced during this time. For example, I am a Pisces moon. So moon, sun, or rising, those are all big energies in your life, okay? Those are big things. So for me, this is a lot of energy, and it's a lot of, with the moon, emotional and creative and like just double down ski on that Pisces energy, bro, for real. Like, it's crazy. And if you have like a lesser planet, like Jupiter or something, that's still okay. That's just, Jupiter is the planet of luck and good fortune. So you might be having some really awesome things happening right now. And, lean into that and be aware of that and be open to those things, okay? And looking at the houses, mine is in the 11th house, okay? So friendships, so spending time with my friends is very, very important right now. Being of service to others is really, really important. Thinking of what I can do to help communities is important to me. Whereas if you have it in, your first house of self, okay, you might be thinking a lot about yourself. You might be thinking, about your appearance, maybe thinking of how to change that up if you're looking for like a new style. You might be like wanting to go a little bit introspective and find yourself. All these are totally fine. Just find out which house it is and then look up, what that house rules and represents. Okay, finally, let's get into how to sync with this season, how to get yourself all into the Pisces energy. I love it. It's one of my favorite signs, honestly. It's so much fun. So my first tip and one of my favorite things to do when syncing with this Pisces energy is to read or write a poem, okay? So, this might feel a little bit weird if you're not naturally, a writer or a very expressive person. Feelings might be like, ew, what am I doing here? But I mean, if you really want to sync with the Pisces energy, that's something you're gonna have to dive into, and it'll probably be really awesome and help you expand a little bit. So the purpose of this activity is not to write something good or to, find out you're an amazing poet. That's not what it's about. This is about getting your feelings onto paper, expressing yourself, creating something that did not exist beforehand, creating something. And it's about like reaching into the depths of your soul and pulling something out of it and putting it out there onto physical paper or in your notes app or whatever, and just having a piece of you be creative and like be turned into art. Similarly, you can like write a love letter to yourself or to your friends or to a lover or anyone, and just have that vulnerability, that emotional vulnerability in getting those feelings out of you and onto something, okay? That's a very big thing with this. Moving on to the next thing. This is one of my favorite things that I've been working with recently, which is color and glamour magic, okay? So I have been doing this every day to mesh with like the colors associated with the days. So today's Friday. I'm wearing pink because it's Freya's day, the day of love and beauty and sexuality. So that's kind of my vibe. But for Pisces, you know, you can play with so much. Like a lot of the colors that I associate with Pisces would be silver, lilac, you know, any purple, pink, light blue, some like nice greens. And, you know, you can just incorporate that. And like, I'm not saying that's like set in stone, the colors of like the clothes that you have to wear for Pisces. Find what you feel like intuitively connected to and go with it. Okay, there are no rules. There's literally no rules. And I also like to go with like flowier things and like lacy things because it feels very pretty and flowy and, you know, so this is just something that can kind of help you step out of your comfort zone. And it's really nice. It's a fun time. It's an excuse to dress up and, you know, try a different vibe. You know what I mean? And you can do this with makeup, however you perceive Pisces. With your hair, you can do like your wavy mermaid. I always just feel like mermaid is like such an archetype of Pisces. So yeah, just like go with what feels good to you. Okay, my next thing is to do something artsy or to paint. And for this, I would recommend not doing something that makes you a little bit nervous or anxious. Do something that you can literally just vibe with and just have fun. Don't worry about rules. You know, if like watercolor makes you freak out, don't do that. Cause like the point is not to just like, the point's not to learn a new art form necessarily. I mean, if you feel comfortable and you want to do that, that's fine. But I think the point more so is to just create and to create without rules, without boundaries, without like any preconceived ideas, you know, just create, okay? So if ceramics makes you sweaty, don't do it. Something that I'm planning on doing is painting, because painting makes me feel very relaxed and I don't really care if I mess up too much. I can usually fix it pretty well, but I want to paint a self-portrait of me as a goddess. I think that'd be so cool and really fun. So that's kind of what I'm planning to do. Let me know what you guys are gonna do if you are. I highly recommend art. It's just such a nice way to wind down and to relax. Okay, my next tip is really fun and I think would be really beneficial, is to buy a new plant, okay? And give it all your love. Give it so much love. Talk to it, read it your poetry, sing to it. I talk to all my plants and I think they like that. But I mean, you can just buy like a little succulent at Walmart and just take care of it. And it's just kind of nice to, you know, have that. Plants are so good for you, okay? And it's just another little connection to the earth and the world. And it's just wonderful. So I always recommend plants, but I think right now is a good time as well. My next tip for getting really into the Pisces energy is to listen to music that gives you that vibe. And if you're like, girl, I don't know what music gives me that vibe, I'm gonna link my playlist. I have a Pisces playlist, so I'm linking that below. You guys can feel free to listen to that. Make your own, you know, play off of it, whatever you like. But there's just something about like really diving, because music is such a huge thing with Pisces as well. It's like artsy and stuff. And diving into music that reminds me of signs, like it always helps me to just like really appreciate it and get into that energy. So that's totally okay if that feels so weird and stuff. I don't know. That's just like my personal thing. But like when I'm doing my yoga and stuff in the morning, I always have music playing and I know that my mood will shift based on what I'm listening to, okay? So if you want to get into that Pisces energy, highly recommend like Lana Del Rey kind of music. I don't know, that's just what I think. Like I said, I will link that playlist down below. And of course, getting into nature is something I'm going to recommend. You guys know I love nature. And Pisces being water sign, if you can find a way to get into nature like water in a waterway, I don't know what I'm saying. Like having a lake or an ocean or a river nearby, if you can. I understand not everyone lives by one of those, but if you can, I think that is such an amazing thing. You can do like a rebirth into the, you know, like a rebirth bath in your lake or wherever you are at. Because first of all, spring is coming, okay? Spring is on its way and it's the time for rebirth. And I think Pisces season like really welcomes us into this. And, you know, having time to like be in a natural body of water and feel the waves and feel the flowing and kind of, I know I'm gonna sound like such a hippie, you guys, and I'm really sorry, but like learn something from the water. You know what I mean? Like sit with it and appreciate the way that waves just flow. They just go. They don't resist. They go wherever, you know, the tide takes them. And so, yeah, I think we can all learn a little something from that. And if you don't have water nearby, go to like the park, go be in nature somewhere, you know, wherever that can be, and dance in the grass, like sit, enjoy the sun, just be, you know. There's so much you can do out in nature that is just so like beneficial to the soul. And that kind of leads me to the next thing, which is kind of the same thing, but it's connecting with water. And like if you have the lake thing going on, like that's perfect. And if you're one of the people who do not have like natural waters available to them, I think taking a nice ritual bath is very similar, and you can definitely incorporate that, like the same things into it. Okay, and my final tip, you guys are gonna think I'm so crazy. My final tip is to just cry. Just cry, and I'm gonna include that meditation in the description. Pisces gets such like a bad rep for being like a crybaby or whatever, but it's so important that we are letting those feelings out. And I think that so many of us really hold back so much, and like so much to the point that we don't even know it. So I think having a time to have a cry meditation, which is the meditation that I'm linking. I know that sounds crazy. It's so good. It's so relieving. You feel so light afterwards. Literally planning that time to sit there and to let anything, like having a safe space where you can let anything come out. And, you know, let all the tears that you're holding back come out, because that can be so damaging. And, you know, like, it's just, I don't know. I don't want to sound like a hippie, but your cells carry energy and they carry the trauma of your past. And if you're not allowing that to flow out, then it's going to have a bad effect on you. So that's my little Pisces moon spiel. And now let's go ahead and do a collective oracle reading and see what we need to hear for this Pisces season and how we can fully embody that. So come with me. Let's go. Okay, guys, let's see what we need to hear for Pisces season. Okay, what do we as the collective need to embrace? What do we need to embrace for the Pisces season? How can we care for ourselves? Beautiful, you guys. Okay, so this Pisces season, let me flip this so you guys can read it. We have right here fire, the card of masculine energy, courage, and release, okay? So Spirit is telling us that we need to balance that masculine and feminine. Pisces is the feminine, and like I said, you need to lean into that feminine, that giving, that creativeness, but Spirit also wants us to learn to keep in that masculine and to balance that. And I'm just feeling like lots of learning when to use both and when to tap into both. And we also have release here, guys. Do that cry meditation. Release anything you're holding on to. Take this time to sit and to flow and to be and to get rid of any negativity, because we also have beginnings, okay? So we're moving into this new, you know, era. I mean, once we hit Aries season, which is the next one, we'll be starting over in the cycle. We'll be at the first sign of the Zodiac. This, you know, in astrology, Pisces is the reflection, the looking back, and Aries is what starts us on this new journey. So release what you don't need. Have the courage to face these things. Have the courage to look at what has been holding you back and what has not been serving you, because we're entering a new phase. We also have, I don't know how to say this rune, but the F rune, which is wealth and blessings, okay? Again, we have so much coming to us in this new season, this new energy that's coming forth to us soon. We need to release what doesn't serve us. We need to be grateful and sit with what we have, and, you know, look at all that we do have and all that we've accomplished, okay? And then we'll be on this new journey. We're starting over. We're going into this new phase, you know? Beautiful. That's what they have to say. And let's ask, what should we look out for? What should we not lean into? Here we go, better. What should we release? What is Spirit asking us to release? What should we collectively be releasing during this Pisces season? What should we let go of before we enter Aries season? The shadow, the unconscious. What limiting beliefs are you holding on to? What are you holding yourself back on? Okay? What about yourself are you afraid to face? Shadow work is so important, and shadow work will help you grow and will help you elevate yourself and become better. And if you're constantly ignoring your shadow side and constantly ignoring the things that you're embarrassed of and don't like about yourself, that's just as negative, okay? That's so damaging. You need to face this shadow with love and to like look it in the eye, okay? So we're going through this release, this purging of negativity, of self-hate, and we are moving forth into this blessing land of wealth, prosperity, intelligence with the East card, and a new self journey. Thank you guys. Thank my oracle cards. They did awesome work today, and I hope that resonated with you guys, and I'm so excited for our journey. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this resonated with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I absolutely love Pisces season, and it's just such a treat to kind of just like get into it and, just embody the Pisces goddess and, be exactly, be creative and artsy and emotional. And it's just nice to tap into that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please leave a comment if you did. Please give this video a like and share it with all of your friends and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time.